What's going on, guys? Welcome to a new video. Today we're going to be ranking every single PDW from worst to best. This is the next video in the worst to best series. We recently did snipers with Snowy, which was a big success. And yeah, anyways, this is my opinion, as I always say. Please don't bully me in the comments. I'm just going to say before we start that none of the PDWs are actually bad. It was really hard to rank these. I'd also really appreciate if you just subscribe to me. It would really help the algorithm. And yeah, let's go. Alright, so for number 28, we got the Uzi here. This thing has pretty low recoil, to be honest with you, but it is also really slow at a 600 fire rate. Just 3-shot up to 60 studs. It goes down to a 5-shot at 150. Which ain't too bad, but it's just not that great. There's a lot of better SMGs out there. I would give this a ranking at a 4 out of 10 just because there's a lot of better SMGs. Number 27, we got the Foul Power Shorty. This thing has absolutely horrible recoil, even with attachments. It's just not worth using at this point. The only good thing about it is a 3-shot up to 120 studs, maybe. I'm not 100% sure. I don't really use this gun. It also has a really low magazine size at 20, which is kind of garbage. It has a slightly faster fire rate than the Uzi. It's almost a rank 100 gun, too. It's just really not worth using. I'd give it a 4 out of 10. Just use any other SMG. Alright, I hate to do this, but number 26 is L2A3. I know it's really good, but just every other SMG is just better. This has a low fire rate at 550, which you think it's pretty bad for that. But it also does a 3-shot CQC. Has a higher magazine size of 34. Has pretty low recoil. It's a fairly low unlock level at 53. It's a 5-shot all ranges. I would give it a 5 out of 10. It's not your best, but it's not the worst, you know? Alrighty, at number 25, we have the K7. Not much to really say about this gun. It's just a mid-tier gun. It does have a lot of vertical recoil, which I guess it's fine. You just pull down. It also doesn't do a 3-shot up close. It does a 4-shot instead. But that's probably because the 1100 fire rate has an average magazine size of 30. It does go down to a 6-shot at 120 studs, and it's at rank 84, which is somewhat of a high tier. But it's not terrible, so I'd give it a 5 out of 10. Alright, so at number 24, we have the BWC9A. This also has a lot of vertical recoil, has a very low magazine size of 21, so you should use the extended mag on this, definitely. Unlike the K7, it does 3-shot up close, which is fine, I guess. And it does stay at a 5-shot for every range, which is also pretty good. Main downside, it's at rank 149, which is pretty far in the end game. Has a pretty slow fire rate of 725 compared to other SMGs. So, all things considered, it's a 5 out of 10 gun. There's just better stuff to use. Alright, at number 23, we got the X95 SMG. It does 3 shot up close to the body, which is pretty good. Pretty standard for the SMG category, though. It also does 19 as a minimum damage, which isn't great, but it could be worse. Has an average fire rate of 800. Recoil is all over, but it's not like an HK21 type recoil. It has a 32 magazine size, which is more than average. And I would just give it a 6 out of 10. It's a decent SMG that anyone can use. And it is a somewhat mid-tier unlock level at 115. I would recommend trying it, but I wouldn't pre-buy it. Alright, at number 22, we have the MP40. I actually really like this gun, but it's not the greatest. It is better than the L2A3, but only slightly. It does 38 out of 60 studs, and it goes down to 22, which isn't bad. It's actually really good for this gun. It has a fire rate of 550. It has extremely low recoil, even without attachments, so you can use it stock and you'll be fine. It has a 32 magazine size, which is a little bit more than average. It's a mid-tier rank unlock at 108. That's pretty much it. I would use it. It's fun. I'd give it a 6 out of 10, though. Alright, number 21, we have the MP10. There's not really much to say about this. It's very similar to a lot of the MP5s in this game. It's just slightly worse. It doesn't 3-shot, it actually 4 shots. It has 29 damage. It does have a lot of vertical recoil and camera recoil, which kind of sucks. It has an average magazine size of 30. It's a lowish unlock level at 66. It does 5-shot all ranges. Fire rate is 850, which is normal. And I would just give this a 6 out of 10. It's not great, it's not bad.
Over the edge, feel like I'm floating through the air. The pain I felt is paid for, all is said and done. Oh, I am restricted, fixed upon the web. I need to kick the habit that my mind is breathing in. Break out, I've got to see.
Alright, number 20, we have the MP5. This is a rank 40 gun, which is really low. It does 3-shot up close, which isn't bad. Just average, though. It does go down to 19 at 120 studs, which is kind of sucks, but that's probably because of the little recoil it has. 800 fire rate, which is average. Average magazine size of 30. Yeah, it's just a mid-tier gun. You could use it, but I wouldn't pre-buy it. Just use any other SMG, to be honest. But if you're looking to have fun, I guess you could use this. I'd give it a 6 out of 10. Alright, number 19, we got the PPSH. I can't lie, this thing has terrible damage. Has terrible recoil as well. But the thing that makes up for it, it has 71 magazine size, 1250 fire rate, and that's pretty much it. I would only use it if you're trying to have fun or you just can't be asked to sweat. It does 24 damage to 15, which is garbage. But yeah, I'd still give it a 6 out of 10 just because of the magazine size and the fire rate.
Standing tall, fear outweighed the person you are. Oh.
18, we have the Brahma 1130. This would have been a lot higher, but now it does 4 shots. CQC instead of 3 shots. I think it used to do 34, and then they nerfed it or something like that. The recoil starts up high, but then it kind of centers after like 40 bullets. 950 fire rate, 80 magazine size, which is pretty good, but that's pretty much all it has for it. I'd give it 6 out of 10. I would definitely use it though. It is fun for sure.
In the sky, gazing far into the night, I raise my hand.
Alright, number 17, we have the G36C. It's just average, to be honest with you. It's a rank 7 gun, 3 shot up close, does 34 to 19, 750 fire rate, which is alright, I guess. The recoil is all over, but it's not like a lot. It's just there's a little bit of vertical and horizontal, so you have to use like a T-brake or something to fix that. 30 magazine size, which is average, and I'll just give it a 6 out of 10 because it feels good. There's nothing crazy about it that makes it OP, you know? At number 16, we have the MP5 SD. It's pretty much just a suppressed version of the MP5, and it is a lot better, to be honest with you. It has like no recoil at all, 30 magazine size, which is pretty average. It does 37 up close, which is a 3 hit, which is really nice. It's also at rank 60, which isn't too high. Yeah, I would definitely use this. This is definitely a fun gun to use. 7 out of 10. Alright, number 15, we have the PP19 Bison. This thing actually got a buff recently, I think, which is really nice, especially because it was very mid. But yeah, anyways, it has 700 fire rate, which is kind of slow, but who cares? It's really accurate. It does slowly rise up, but it's very easy to control the recoil. It's a 53 magazine size, it's 35 up close, which equates to a 3 shot at CQC. It's just a pretty good gun to use. It's a 7 out of 10. Nothing more, nothing less. Just solid.
Shine through if you believe it's true. Baby, won't you let the light shine through for you, for you, for you, for you, for
Alright, number 14, we have the Colt SMG. This thing is actually really fun to use, to be honest with you. It does 4 shot up close, which is fine because it has 1,000 fire rate. You won't really notice the difference. 32 magazine size, which is standard. Recoil is sort of high, but once you get attachments on it, the recoil becomes pretty low. It's rank 49, which is lower tier on luck. I would use it. It's definitely like a 7 out of 10 for sure. number 13, we got the MP510. It's just pretty much a big upgrade in MP5, to be honest. Does 45 damage up close, which is extremely high for the class. 800 fire rate. The recoil, it has a lot of like side to side camera. It has all over recoil, to be honest. It has an average magazine size of 30, and I would just say it's a 7 out of 10 because of the recoil. If it didn't have as much camera recoil, it would be like an 8, but because of that, I'd make it a 7. Alright, at number 12 we have the Tommy gun. I actually really like this gun. I'm not sure about you guys, but this gun's extremely fun to use. This 482 up close, which is a 3-shot, has a 20 magazine size, but who cares, because you can just add the 50 round drum and it'll have the same damage. The recoil is alright, it just goes side to side a lot more. 725 fire rate, which is lower than average, but it's fine. And yeah, it's a rank 121 gun, so I would give it an 8 out of 10 just because of the high damage and stuff, and the 50 round drum. Alright, at number 11 we have the Mac 10. Oh boy, we have a lot to say about this thing. Has a crap ton of vertical recoil, but you just have to pull down, will be fine. 30 round magazine, does 42 damage up close, which is extremely good, but it's only to 20 studs. And it's a really low unlock level. It unlocks at level 23. I would definitely give this thing a try if you haven't already. It may not be the best, but like, it's extremely fun to use. So I'll give it an 8 out of 10 for all that. Alright, number 10 we have the M3A1. This thing recently got buffed, so it does 52 up close, which is really, really good. Even for the low fire rate of 450, it's still insane. 2-shot up to the torso, up to 60 studs, which is really, really overpowered. Has like no recoil, even with a muzzle booster, has no recoil. It has a 30 magazine size. It's like a somewhat high unlock rank of 71. I would 100% recommend this. This is extremely fun to use, and I would give it an 8 out of 10. Alright, at number 9 we have the AUG 3 Power. This thing has virtually no recoil at all. It has a pretty mid fire rate at 720, which is perfectly fine because it has like no recoil at all. It does 37 damage up close, which is a 3-shot. 32 magazine size, which is pretty average. And I would give it an 8 out of 10 because it's just super easy to use, you know? Alright, number 8, we have the MP7. This thing recently got buffed to where the recoil is actually manageable now. It's a rank 9 gun, you know, it's one of the first SMGs you get. It does 30 up close, but also has a torso multiplier. It does 30 up close, but that's fine because it has a 950 fire rate, 30 magazine size, unless you use the extended mag, which gives you 40. There is a lot of vertical recoil, and it does slightly go to the right side, so keep that in mind. But it is really good for the unlock level, so that's why it's number 8, and I'd also give it an 8 out of 10.
Bit by bit, creative imagination began to build a new art form.
At number 7, we have the AKS-74U. This is pretty much like a pocket assault rifle for the SMG class. It's 37 damage up to 80 stud. You know, that's pretty good. 735 fire rate, which is about average. There's a little bit of recoil, but what you expect from an AK. 30 magazine size. It's at rank 88, and it's just overall a really good gun. You could use that as an SMG, AR, anything. And yeah, I'd give it an 8 out of 10. Number 6, we have the rank 0 unlock of the MP5K. This thing is just absolutely insane. This has to be the best dart gun in the game at the moment. It does a 3-shot up close, up to 20 studs, which is, you know, standard. Has like no recoil at all, except camera recoil. 30 magazine size, 900 fire rate. It's just absolutely amazing, and every low rank should be using it. This is a 9 out of 10 for sure. At number 5, we have the 5.0, funny enough. This is the highest rank unlock SMG at rank 155. It does 2-shot to the torso up close, which is really good. But the main good thing about this is that it 1-taps to the head up close. It does 108 damage. I don't know how far. I think it's like 30 or 40 studs. But still, that is absolutely insane. Has a like no recoil at all either. 800 fire rate. 14 magazine size, which is pretty much the only downside. That's why I'm giving it 9 out of 10, not a 10 out of 10. But yeah, definitely use this if you have it. And I would pre-buy it for sure. At number 4, we have the UMP45. Not really much to say about this, to be honest. It is just extremely good. It's rank 5, second SMG unlock. Fire rate's not too high at 625, but who cares? The damage is 45. It does a 2-shot to the torso up close. I think it does 54 torso. It has a magazine size of 25. The recoil also slowly goes up as you shoot more, but you can easily pull that down. It's just extremely good, so I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. Alright, number 3 is the Colt Mars. Alright, this thing also got a buff recently and just made absolutely nuts. It does 3-shot up close, which is really nice. It does 35 to the torso. It also has a really fast reload time of 2.3 seconds, which is a lot faster than the other SMGs. It has a little bit of recoil all around, but who cares? You have attachments for that. 825 fire rate, which is more than average. It does 5-shot to the max range, so that's why I'm giving it a 10 out of 10. This thing is just great all around. You should definitely be using this if you're not already. At number 2, we have the Chris Vector. Oh my god, this thing is absolutely nuts. Every single ammo conversion is absolutely crazy for this gun, so you won't have a bad time with any of them. Does 41 damage up to 30 studs, which is absolutely nuts. Alright, and at number 1, we have the P90, the literal best SMG in the game, by far. There is no competition at all. Vector is good, but it's not the P90, you know? This thing has 1100 fire rate. It's slower than the Vector, but this thing has 50 bullets, and it has a 3-second reload time. That is quick. It does have a torso multiplier, which makes it do 26 damage. It's a 4-shot up close. This thing has so much accuracy. It has a little bit of vertical recoil, but who cares? Just pull down a little bit. So that's why this gun is the best, and it's a 10 out of 10, obviously. Alright y'all, thanks for watching. We'll be doing DMRs next, and if you agreed with me or disagree, just tell me in the comments why you disagree or agree. And yeah, shout out to my boy Cedra, of course. He's the GOAT. He helped me with the thumbnail. And yeah, hope you all enjoyed. See you in the next video. Bye.